Hello, 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 welcome to the channel, and today we are having another skip, hop and a jump with the Woodland Realm, and we are continuing on the same turn as last time, but we are to attack this Goblin army in the middle, or in the Halls of Moria, and so we will see yet another custom battle map. And let's just speed this up. Captain Azog, he's got trash. And Lugthak, hiding out in the other settlement of Khazad Dum on the western side, he comes with only his goblin bodyguards and orc fighters, trash and snagger archers, and we shall fight this.
Send them back to their underworld.
Oh, well, it's very dark out here, isn't it? Or in here. So, I don't know if you can see this. I've got brightness on to the max, but these are the Halls of Moria, and this is meant to be between the two settlements. So I'm just going to get set up. Well, it's very difficult to actually set up in this because all these pillars obviously block our way. So what is the enemy doing? They're all the way over here, and oh, that kind of goes into the other side of Moria. Interesting. And well, I guess we will just have to march on through. It's very interesting, if not just very, very dark. Is there a roof? Oh, there is a roof. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay then, well, we finally managed to get our units over here. It's very difficult to navigate with all these pillars, and we're just going to shoot them. It's kind of Elves 101, and we've got so many... Oh, it's only Legolas currently shooting. We might just move everyone forward. Now they finally are moving towards us, and our archers rain down death. We've got so many archers, it really doesn't matter, particularly if they're shooting at the right thing, because we can waste as many as we like, because, well, we don't necessarily need these troops either, because a lot of this is just our trash, so I'm not really bothered about their chances of survival. So now that we're so far ahead in the campaign, that we can just let some of these guys die, really. And Legolas will be able to hold all of these guys off on his Todd, really, because Goblin early tier units are just awful in melee. Now, they do have some of their own archers, so luckily we do have some Lorien scouts. I'm wondering how well they're going to do in here. So I'm going to march them down here quickly, and then we can maybe get a charge on this kind of flat bit here, rather than in all of this, because there's definitely no way that we'll be able to charge in here. Well, they appear to have slightly flanked us. Well, not really flanked us, but they've come for our javelin men over here. But we're just going to try and hopefully our men will have the will to actually throw these into their flank. There, here we go. Legolas here, like a staunch line of spears, holding off the Goblin band. And we may as well get some of these guys involved, because... This battle is over already. Okay, let's see if these Lorien scouts know how to charge. No, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Oh, that's awful. We're probably going to get some friendly fire from some archers now as well. One died. That's probably to our own archers. So, you know what? You guys just stay out. You're absolutely useless. You know, I think most of our forces are dying just to friendly fire. So I tell you what, everyone just stop firing. And who else is firing? You guys stop firing too. And we're just going to move in our ragtag bunch of melee forces in to finish the job. Oh, we've got the Goblin bodyguards over here. We might need Legolas over here. To help with that. Oh, and they've gone for our cavalry. Run away. Run away. Cavalry's very poor in sustained melee, since they have a slightly larger hitbox than melee forces, so more units will actually hit them. Oh, there's one guy that's kind of in there. Now, actually, now that I think about it, do we really want to catch all these routing units? Because then we won't fight in Western Moria. So, oh well, we may as well. I don't really know. I'm not really too fussed about fighting there, because ideally, well, not ideally, but we will, logically speaking, we will end up having to defend in that settlement. So we'll see it anyway, or see that battle map. Although our cavalry is having a really bad day and is not able to catch them. I think it's just those Snagger Stalkers now then. Although somewhere there is the Goblin Bodyguard General. He's probably here somewhere. It's so dark here.
Good tidings. The enemy
Well,
general
there he
says
goes.
clear victory.
I think that's everyone now. I mean, some got away, but that general there was Lugthak. He was the commander of the garrison. But looking at this, I think we may have just wiped them out. It was a very awkward battle map. I don't know if I particularly liked it. Well, of course, we're going to kill them all. Now, let's have a look if there's anyone actually left in Khazad Dum West. It does look like we've killed them all. Now, as I say, I think this is where the real fight would have been. It wouldn't have been in the eastern side, because this is traditionally held by the Khazad Dum dwarves. So they would have got a hefty garrison in here. So it would have been a much greater challenge. But I think challenge isn't really the word I'd necessarily use for it, because they'd still have been goblins and wouldn't have done a whole lot. But we may end up defending here against some... You know what? This is quite annoying. I'm trying to put Legolas into Heladril.
We've defeated their wretched armies.
Now, we can't really see what they've got in there, but I'm actually of a mind to occupy rather than to destroy, because I feel like it destroys or exterminate the populace, because I feel like you get more money by just occupying and then destroying the buildings that you don't want, such as a beast cage. We get 1,000 from that, and then you don't have to rebuild things like a camp guard. I mean, I think that... What level of barracks is that? Okay, that's only the first tier. But Slave Hall, I think that is a town hall, the third tier. So we probably would have had to build like the third and the fourth tier, because that would have been destroyed probably and been reverted to a lesser version. Now we also got to have a mining network here, which is only an iron mine, I think, somewhere. This is a really big region. It comes all the way down here, and we border Isengard itself, or Nan Kurunir. Same with Eastern Peaks. So, I think what I'm going to do is try and put Legolas into the other side over here. Oh, okay, there we go. Because he makes a lot more money. He makes us a lot more money being in there. Being an administrator. So I think I'll just leave that like that for now. Now, we do obviously need to start building up Elven culture. And also, I did put it in the last episode as well. I briefly showed the green book, but these are all obviously mountainous, and we won't be able to recruit all that many. There's like some kind of nerf to recruiting for us as wood elves in mountainous terrain. So they're not going to be major recruitment hubs, but I think at least before you get like one unit of your elites like every 20 turns, whereas in the woods you get them like every 10 or 12. So, but this will be making us a lot of money, because I didn't exterminate the populace, I didn't notice this. There's the Mithril mines. And the Mithril mines produce a hefty building income, and also imagine if I destroyed that, 18 grand. But I think only the dwarves can actually construct that building. So either the dwarves of Khazad Dum, the dwarves of Eredluin, the Blue Mountains, or of Erebor, and neither of them are ever coming here. So of course you want to keep that building there, because we can't build it either. Now, here we also want to get that artist studio ASAP, so that public order starts reverting itself, because currently it is fully under the influence of Melkor's shadow, which is what the orcs salute to. And then you've got a bit of dwarven in there. As for Heladril, why did I do that? It's about half and half. Because the dwarves did, of course, hold it in the beginning of the game, and then they lost it, and now they have a tiny backwater village over here in the lower Gladden. Interestingly, we actually also have a Goblin fort here, so clearly the Goblins took it from the Dwarves because they get that at the game start. So we could actually get 4 units of free upkeep there. Now, as we have taken Moria, another step to my grand plan. Obviously now we're making hefty amounts of money. Look at that, projected profits 8,245. Tremendous. Think of all the troops we can get with that. Now, here is the region of Eregion, or I think it's called Eregion, but the town is called Ostinethil, the town of the elves. And that is where we will get our advanced blacksmith. Because, I mean, I did actually watch the mod leaders, he had a faction overview, and this week, he does one every week, and they're very good. I suggest that you watch them if you find Divide and Conquer interesting. But in that faction overview, he said that you don't get an advanced blacksmith. Now, you do, you just don't, most factions, I think, that get them, you can see it in the building browser. And most factions get them from more than one place. However, the elves, because our blacksmithing is reasonably good as it is, although as the wood elves, it's not. But we all get it from only one place, and that is Ostinethil, where the Gwaith Myrdain is. And it is a indestructible building there, and it only really provides bonuses to elven factions, and I think it gives reduced retraining costs, and then gives us Noldor plate. So we will want to go and get that. Now then, also down here in the south, we've had Menaithalan building us watchtowers to keep an eye on Mordor. So we're going to start moving him back towards Dantalad so we can free up Thranduil. Because currently, if we were to move him out... Oh no, they do like us. Interesting. But he is actually making quite a lot of money in there, so let's just keep him in there for now. But Menaithalan, he's going to set up some watchtowers along here, and then once he makes it back to Dantalad, he'll be garrisoning that, and then Thranduil is going to move out with this force. We'll strike at Dortelu, hopefully taking that, because this is one of their final regions anyway, with Dorwinion having taken all of these regions over here, and then of course there is Mordor down here. And then up here in the north of the realm, there's been a cataclysmic shift, really, with the Dwarves of Erebor having lost the realm of Erebor. So we are going to try and build some kind of force. It is going to take us quite a while. Now, we've got Thranduil here, who used to be a keen tower builder. He built us all these watchtowers over here. Now, he is going to oversee the building of a new army. However, since the main focus of our military might has been down in the south, this region can't really muster a whole lot of troops. So we shall have to make do with some of our starting armies or units. So let's just get some of these. Now that we have actually taken Khazad Dum, we will be able to field a lot more troops, and also we can potentially build a lot more stuff. Now next turn we will have still 8,000 in the coffers. But currently, right now, we've only got 52. So there's nothing else we can really do today. So we'll just move on to the next one. Now, perhaps it is to be expected, but the Goblin Hordes are now enraged. So they actually get a stack. I wasn't aware that that was going to happen. But it makes sense, really. So basically, the Goblins of Moria are quite unhappy that they have lost Moria, and now they are just goblins. So they will probably come and attack us, which actually works out quite handily. So then we will maybe see the battle map here in Khazad Dum West, which I might just rename to something else, because we've already got Heladril. We can't just have... I'll kind of Elvishize it. I don't know. Something else. So Bladesmith Guild in Khazad Dum West. Now, we don't really have much choice in guilds, really. We either have the Dance Guild, which is kind of just a... what is it? Oh, yeah, it just gives like public order and stuff like that, which we perhaps could have done with. But anyway, Western Moria has been cleared as well, so now they get another stack. So presumably, they're doing so poorly that they've gone down below 3 regions, and they get a stack for that. And then now that we've taken Moria from them, they also get a stack from that. So there may be some real hard fighting to come, but this is quite interesting. I've never played this way, because usually the Goblins of Moria either steamroll and win, and I'm too far away to deal with them, and so I never fight them. Now, Thranduil's Hall's now got a barracks. That's actually really useful, because now we can get some units here as well. We've got so much money. I tell you what, let's take the Elder Council, and well, we do actually need to start building things as well. Let's just have a look what we've got here. Now, the Elven culture is actually pretty decent here, but I don't think we need anything there right now. So let's just have a quick look. Path Cymru. Let's have a look at what you've got. So you actually, yeah, we're just waiting on higher Elven culture for you, so then we can actually get some Elven King's Bowguard here, which are a fine archer unit indeed, which Legolas has as his bodyguard, which we would definitely want. But let's just get a barracks here, because then once we get that, then we can gain access to the army barracks, and then we'll have more access to the Elven King's Gate Guard and Axe Guard, which are superb. And once we start getting armies out with our elites, we will be absolutely unstoppable. Well, maybe not, but we can always be swarmed by going to war with too many, and then not being able to kind of fight anyone. But, oh, okay, so, what shall we get here? I suppose we could have got an army barracks here as well, but let's get an archery range, and that, or should we get, maybe getting a Hall of Culture? That way we can actually recruit more units at once. I think that's probably more beneficial, because currently we can only train 3 units at once, and they all take a pretty long time. Now, cause for concern here, really. As I was glancing, going over to Moria to have a look, Captain Mauzag, with a full banner army here, is coming towards Taur Philinn. And, oh, okay, well, we are actually recruiting Woodland Warriors and Woodland Spearmen. So, I don't know if our usual spiel with shooting the enemy, sallying out for one turn, is really going to work against an army that size. But even if it doesn't, with these added units, when they do assault us, we will certainly cause a great hurt against them. So even if they do take that, I think the army that is training here with Thranduil, even if it is very small, we will then be able to take it straight back. But I hope that they do actually just go over to Witherboard, because they are a much greater threat than I am. But fingers crossed. Hey. Now over here in Khazad Dum, I think what is needed is a spy, so we can actually see what's going around here. But equally, Legolas is kind of on governor's duty there, because he's making so much money on his own. But perhaps if we bring his son Mardion to join the war effort, I think that could be quite good. And oh, we could actually bring some of these units over. Or those units, actually. So let's move those along to that fort, and then also bring these along. Or you just march over there as well. And Mardion, you're going to make your way over to Khazad Dum as well, because you could do with having 2 generals here. Just so once we branch out, then we can have one staying back here, potentially to either govern, keeping that money nice, and also to keep public order nice and tight, because there's a large population here, and there's going to be significant cultural unrest for quite some time. Now, Minaithalon isn't actually the only tower builder that we've currently got under our employ, as I kind of forgot about one of our key heroes over here, Sith Pantheon. Now, he's been on quite the trek, and he is assuredly bored of building all these towers, but once we've built them, we will be grateful that we have them. So he's going to build, I think, 1 more over here, and then he's going to build a few over here, so we've got good sight range over the forest, and then he is perhaps then going to start building an army to add to this army, and then we are going to strike down to, I'm thinking maybe just take out the Black Gate immediately. That way Mordor can't come out through here. The only other way out of Mordor then is through the gap here with Minas Morgul, Cirith Ungol, and also I had a look into it. well, I just remembered actually immediately whilst I was watching the Kingdom of Gondor video. The pass is called Torek Ungol, which is just, I think it was anyway. As in, it's a T, so Torek, or Torek Ungol. I sometimes, because in Finnish when you say T, it can sound like a D to, a T and a D sound very similar to non-speakers of the language. They sound quite similar. But that means pass of the spider, I believe. Which is the one that Frodo and Sam climb. But I think that's everything for this turn, so we're going to move on to the 90th turn. Although, is there anything our agent could be doing?
My lord. What
are you doing? Is there a mission? We're going to fail that. Because Dolam Roth... Oh, there's a fort here. Saved.
Without question.
Saved. Trade rights. Map information. Oh, you're bankrupt. So you're not probably going to be able to give me very much money. So how about 100 gold? Oh, wait, no. We want regular tribute. Give us 100 gold over many turns. Like 20. I'm thinking 20. That's 2 grand. Balanced.
I do not believe I'm able to accept this.
What? Okay. Hang on a second. How about we just give you, first of all, 100 gold. That way we can, because I saw this trick, that if they don't like it, then they can, you can give them 100 gold. That way it kind of resets the conversation that you're having, so then they're more likely to accept what I next say. See, as you can see, they're pleased rather than when they were just rejecting my previous offer. You know what? Let's just get trade rights.
You hold us at ransom and an honor.
Because once you've got more money, I want to sell you the map information. Because now I know how much it's actually worth. I'd rather do that. Now, will you be able to go past there? No, you can't. You're blocked by Lynn here. So even though we gave them 100 gold, we got like 650 profit. But that's everything.
The enemy is here! It's an invasion! This is our last stand, my friends.
Oh dear, the AI. But anyway, before we get on to that, the Umbarim fleet are on the move, and this is just a polite message. It doesn't really affect us, but basically there's a fleet from Umbar that is sailing, and it will ransack Mithlond up in the north. And Dantlad, Great Dan's Guild, you know what, I'd rather not have it there. That's like we only get one of these, and I'd rather have it somewhere. Ooh, Anorian is reclaimed. Yeah, but anyway, I'd rather have that second tier of the Dan's Guild somewhere more useful than down here in Dantalad, quite frankly. But Gondor have retaken the Pelennor Fields, which is of course Minas Tirith, and is immediately under siege. Why are you so rubbish, Gondor? Oh, we need to help them out as soon as possible, really. But I don't know if we can really fight 3 wars, or rather on 3 fronts. So, Minaithalan, I think you've done enough. You can now move that way, and then we can get Dorthalu wiped out. But you may not have noticed that Khazad Dum spy is going to be very, very... well, it's going to be very useful, because we've just been attacked by a... Okay, so they've got trolls. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Oh, no, I did. I think I did. When Mordor attacked our capital for the end of the Elven Alliance script. So, trolls are very good, but they are very large, so they take a lot of hits very easily, because it's very easy to hit a very large target. But they do have 5 hit points. But they are just infantry, they're not actually cavalry. So things like javelins, which get a skill against mounts, that doesn't really account for much. But to be honest, if they do attack us, let's see what the balance of power says. How about no? I'd rather take a few losses from my troops, and with the knowledge that we will definitely beat that army in defense, and we will be able to hopefully wipe them all out. Because the battle map at Khazad Dum West is pretty, well, it's unique. That's unique. Even the battle map in the middle is unique. You only find it in these 3 locations on the battle map. So this is actually a blessing in disguise, because we get to see that battle map in action now that we didn't see the other one. And also that's going to be quite a challenging fight, perhaps. So that's under siege. But it's not the only place. Because, sadly for us, Taur Philinn has been once again besieged, and it's an absolutely ginormous force. I'm surprised they didn't attack us, because they've got a catapult. And a ballista. They could have come in, and they've got snow trolls, which are just even better trolls. So, do you know what? We're going to fight this battle, and this will be kind of it for this episode, I think. Because I'm not trying to make them super long. We did lose some money, but we're making a lot of wealth. But, you know what? Let's jump in. We are not going to win this. We're really not going to win this. No. Well, let's just quickly look at these stats. 43 attack, 13 charge, 36 defense. And the thing that makes these guys better than regular trolls is they've got an extra hit point, so you have to bypass that total defense 1 extra time. And then they've also got a shield. Although 3 shield value doesn't really make for much. But I guess I think regular trolls only have 10 armor. So these guys have got 16 total defense against arrow fires. So shooting them isn't going to be a whole lot of use, but then also they'll massacre us in melee. So this is going to be a very, very difficult sally-out battle. We will probably end up losing the settlement, but hey-ho. What do you have? Oh, Jesus.
Fight to the end.
So this is going to be perhaps requiring some of the very finest of cheeses. Because there is no way that we will be able to beat this on the second turn, no matter how many. Like, we won't be able to take out enough of these. The trolls will all survive. They will also have this catapult, and I'm thinking if we were to go into melee with that catapult, we would end up stoking the ire of the rest, and we will get our general killed, which is very bad. But we'll give it a go. So we've got right up in their grill, and we're just going to shoot these guys. I'm shooting at them because I'd rather not get stuck in melee, because once you charge into melee, then it can sometimes be quite hard to disengage. And potentially, if these guys all turn around, then we will have to get away very, very quickly. Okay, they're shooting back. They're shooting back. This isn't going as planned at all. I'm thinking perhaps we just go behind the siege tower, actually. That could be good. That could work. Oh, they're not doing anything now. We need to make them all. Okay, they're now they're coming. Oh god, oh god, oh god. As long as if they charge in with cavalry, then our general is screwed. Oh no, they're going back. Okay, we're taking a lot of losses from the ballistas. This is really not going well at all. Okay, now they look like they're actually coming. Finally. Okay, and we go inside before we all die. And the towers sing. Now, this isn't enough of them to be here. We need more. We need more offerings for the blood god. So, what we're going to do is maybe jump these guys out here, and then that might cause some of them to wander around here, and we'll get more towers to shoot at them. So let's have a look. It seems to be kind of working. Okay, I think that's a pretty good spread there. We'll put the spearmen back in. We've got this tower. Are you shooting? You are shooting. This tower here is also shooting. And we've got these two shooting. These are all shooting. Are you shooting? Okay, this tower is not shooting, but it wouldn't have a whole lot to shoot at, I guess. Anyway,
This is the way.
so we're gonna let the towers do their thing, and then once enough of them have died, we will use our arrows at key targets. We're using our general just to shoot at these snow orc raiders over here. Oh, should be shooting at the snow orc raiders. They've got no shield, so hopefully he'll be able to take out quite a number of them. Whilst we've got a few towers here that are actually shooting at these black shield warbands over here, which will do far better than our archers, even though, well, maybe we should shoot at them a little bit, but maybe for now. And then over on this side, there's been an absolute slaughter so far of some of this, well, this is really their trash, so we've got some Snow Orc scouts that are their base archers, but then there's got some of their Black Shield archers, which are their really very good archers, so they've gone down, which is good. So we're making decent headway, but there are a lot of forces still alive, and we've only killed 20%. We've got the decision to make. We've got Woodland Sentinels, our last real damage dealer, and there's not a whole lot left of the battle timer, so we won't be able to rely on the towers for much more. So the next turn, this is probably going to be attacking us. So I think we should just go for the Black Shield Warband. I think... Oh, they're Notch Sword and Shield. Black Shield... Which are the... Oh, Black Shield Warriors. They'd be perhaps the better ones to go for. What are your defense values? 8 and 4. 8 and 4. I think, but that's not very good terrain. Ooh. It's not very good terrain there. They might not take so many hits. Well, we did actually manage to take them down to about 73, but I think now I'm going to chance taking some of these Black Shield Warriors out, and we might be able to even, because we've got a lot more ammunition than I thought we would, so we may be able to take out some of the Snow Trolls, but primarily these Black Shield Warriors, because they are their main damage dealer. And also the Warg Marauders are pretty decent, so might go for them. Let's see these shots, men. Most of them are shooting straight, so that's good. And they're getting pretty decent kills over here, so this is actually going reasonably well. Well, that is now all of our arrows spent. We've taken a good chunk out of all of their elites over here. And then this side isn't particularly, this hasn't done particularly well. Like, their pale Uruks here are still standing, as are the Black Shield Archers, but none of these units are particularly amazing. Oh, the catapult went down, so we don't have to worry about that. And but yeah, the towers over here just aren't as good, I guess. However, the amount of units they've got still in reserve... Oh, was that... Oh, it was just the captain. They've got so many units still in reserve, so that when they attack next turn, we won't be able to defend this settlement with only a general, some sentinels, and 2 units of very basic tier melee infantry.
There is no victor. Only the crows and worms.
Well, we lost 16 men, but we killed 1,260 of them, which is 43%. We still won't be able to defeat this on the next turn. But I actually stopped this because they started to take down this wall over here with their ballista. So, yeah, that was quite worrying, and it was already down to 40%. So had they knocked that down, they might have charged in. And also, for when they do assault the city, we do actually need the walls to be standing to be able to defend it. So we did pretty well. Let's just quickly have a look at the kills. So the Woodland Sentinels killed the most, but it was predominantly the towers, clearly. So we did lose some money for doing that, but and Gundabad didn't like us. But let's just have a look here. So yeah, as you can see, they actually were damaging the walls, which is not very good. But they have lost a large amount of their forces there, and including there. So we shall see. They might not want to make the attack, but if they do, I mean, there's nothing we can really do. Like we can't even send some of our horse archers over there. They're on their own. However, let's just build the watchtower over there with the Sith Pantheon. You know what? Just get another one right there. I don't like these dark spots. And then everyone else keep on. Maybe walk this way. So you don't get blocked, because there's probably we don't have military access. So it's, if we walk that way, we'll get blocked by the city. And Mardin as well. You go along with them. And as I said, we won't be sallying out against that army. Hopefully they attack on the next. So before we go, let's just have a look at what we can build. Here in Minas Lascalen, let's get the army barracks. Although, actually, hang on a second. Because if we go for the highest tier of the marksman's range, we will be able to get Hinidaur, which will be absolutely... They are absolutely insane because whilst their missile attack is very good, there are only 76 men in that battalion, but they have Silverthorn arrows which pierce multiple targets, and so they will be able to kill potentially thousands and thousands. Well, not thousands and thousands, but certainly 8,000. So I think perhaps getting that, because we are already getting an army barracks here in Parth Cymru, so let's just get the archery range there. And yeah, and Erin Amdirion, you've been kind of forgotten about, but you're not that useful to us just yet. I'd rather get some more money. Burauge, what can you do for me? You're going to grow soon-ish. I suppose we could get a public baths here, but that would require a hall of music to be built there. Rawberg as well. You know what? Let's just get a port. Well, how much do roads give us? Not a whole lot, but maybe a port is good. That would swallow up a lot of our money. Perhaps let's get public fountains here, because then that will give us population growth here, because it has a lot to grow. Austin Gale, which I always say Austin Gale, but it is Gale. Well, you're not really going to require much more development there. Erin Dolan, I think maybe you should get some. So let's get a Master Builder's Hall for you, and then you can actually build more. You can build quicker in the future, because you're a castle, so we will need you to get some troops. But if I were to end turn now, they will probably attack us, but I will save that for the next episode. So yes, so thank you very much for watching. If you have liked it, subscribe if you want to make sure you find these videos more often. And if you haven't watched the Kingdom of Gondor's first episode, then I recommend that you do, because it's another faction, another area of the world, and more generals to play with. But for now, I'm going with Gandalf. Good day.